Yeah, sovereignty, just in its general sense, before we even talk about God's sovereignty is talking about control. A king who is called a sovereign. He is the one that controls that kingdom. He has the power to determine the direction, to decide how to rule his kingdom, what laws and what justice and the standards and the way people are governed. And he determines all that. He's the sovereign. Sometimes people think of themselves as the king of their own castle. We're sovereign of our home in a way. And we think of that in the sense of, I have control at home. I can do what I want. I can go sit down and watch TV, or I can go to the fridge and take what I want, or I can eat whatever meals I want. I can tell my family what to do. I'm in control. Sovereignty is about control. It's about authority. It's about total authority in whatever realm you're talking about, whether it's the business world, whether it's at home, whether it's a national world. The sovereign is the one that has control over that area, that realm. What about sovereignty when we're talking about God? I mean, that's the question, I guess. The trouble is, humanly, as humans, we want control, don't we? And that's where conflict, I think, happens, and that's the struggle. The Bible presents God as sovereign, and yet humanly, we want sovereignty. We want control. And so I think in every area of life, our desire for control as humans brings conflict. Say you have two adults in a relationship, say a marriage, and both of them want control in that situation. We kind of vie for control, and I want to do this, and she wants to do that, and then we butt heads, don't we? And if we're both trying to get control, conflict comes out. Have two co-workers, and they want to order the business in this way, and the other one wants to order it in this way, and you have conflict. Both want control. It happens in churches. People that want control, it causes conflict. Now the Bible presents God as sovereign, so there presents the issue, right? If we as humans want control, but yet God is actually the one that's in control. He's actually the one with the authority. So when we're seeking that control, we're going contrary to the way God set it all up, the way He created us. And therefore we end up in fear, we end up in anxiety, we end up in dissatisfaction. And God didn't create us for that. He created us to trust Him. But see, the Bible presents God as the creator, the one that set this all up, the one that has the authority over everything that He created. And if He has the authority over it, what does that make Him? The sovereign. It makes Him the one in control. And so faith accepts God's greatness. Faith accepts who God is. Faith accepts His control and says, I need to be humble. I need to put myself under God. And when we do that, in every area of our life, when we put ourselves under God's control, well, then our relationships work out. Because we're not trying to take the control and butting heads with the other person. And then our relationships at work, our relationships at church, when we put God and His principles at the center, we no longer are trying to take the control ourselves. We no longer need to fear. We no longer need to be anxious. We no longer need to be dissatisfied, because we can trust in who God is.